Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jai Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jai Prabhupada. परिणाम संकीर्तन की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की। ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः। ॐ विष्णु कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमः। सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देव नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरत्वसे नमः। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वंचाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे। Hare Krishna. Okay, let's revise a few points.
Today we discussed that improper etiquette of presenting guru. So in some are like canvassing for one's own guru, and also filling guru's paraphernalia in bookshops and.
Okay, fine. So some inappropriate ways of presenting Guru.
We discussed that what are the benefits of introducing the newcomers to Srila Prabhupada.
What are they?
Some benefits are that they get connected to Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya, and it is very good for their future stability in the movement, and also it promotes the family culture of ISKCON. And
Okay, good.
We saw how what might be the possible consequences for ISKCON of inappropriately presenting ISKCON gurus.
What are they?
So they were disunity, groupism, ineffective preaching, no proper connection to Srila Prabhupada, and could lead to offenses to other Vaishnavas.
Okay, good.
Raji, we saw one quote yesterday. In that, it was telling that Ishtadev, Guru, Mantra, and Japamala should be, we should hide.
Confidential. Yes.
We saw that we should quote only Srila Prabhupada quotes in any public class.
Preferably. Occasionally it's okay.
And inappropriate presenting of Guru is not pleasing to Guru, it is defaming to Guru.
Okay. Prabhupada.
We actually want to glorify our Guru more because of our false ego, because he is my Guru, that's why I want to glorify him.
That's the root mentality. Something else? Samir? Okay, don't advertise, rather follow. Okay, pass to. Okay, Hari.
Online devotee is saying, hijacking fund facilities for one's guru program and not for others.
That's inappropriate presentation.
And 4 confidential things: Ishtadev, Guru, Mantra, and Japmala.
Okay, fine. So we'll proceed ahead to practically the last lesson of the course, relationships within ISKCON. So, discrimination. The meaning of the word discrimination, according to the Oxford English Dictionary, is the perceiving, noting, or making a distinction or difference between things. Read this.
Discrimination is the prejudicial treatment of an individual based solely on their membership in a certain group or category. It involves excluding or restricting members of one group from opportunities that are available to other groups.
Okay, so that's the meaning of discrimination. That means that there's a prejudicial treatment of an individual. That means some favoritism based upon the connection of an individual to a particular group or a particular organization. Then that individual is given some special treatments, and other individuals are deprived of that. So that's basically the meaning of discrimination. So in general sense, discriminate. So one discriminates. These are certain individuals belonging to this group or that group. So there's some discrimination. Okay. So now, within the ISKCON society, what do you think are some appropriate reasons for discrimination on the basis of one's Diksha Guru? What do you think are some appropriate reasons for discrimination on the basis of one's Diksha Guru? Question clear? Can you think of some appropriate reasons? Yes, Prabhu?
Whenever some Diksha Guru is giving some personal time or private time, then like his disciples only will be allowed, because if all disciples will go, then services of the temple may be affected.
Okay, possible. That could be a valid reason. Okay, limited time, so give opportunity only to disciples. Okay, fine.
Whenever there is some function of a particular guru like Vyas Puja or something, then we need to discriminate disciples so that we can attend the function.
Yes, good. That's also good reason for discrimination. Some specific functions like Vyas Puja, then maybe the disciples of the Guru, they are given opportunities to attend and do artis and speak and so on and so forth. So then some discrimination is required. Any other reasons? Appropriate discrimination. Shamras?
If there is opportunity to do menial service of the Guru, then leader has to allow the same disciple of same Guru so they can serve and they also get the chance to serve the Guru.
Okay, fine. Okay, some Vapu Seva disciples could be given preferably of first opportunity. Yes. Some other reasons? Abhinav?
Certain spiritual masters have certain emphasis like book distribution. So their disciples may be given more opportunity and freedom during the December marathon time, some reduction in services in temple so that they can go out and distribute books and please their spiritual master. So from the service point of view, we can discriminate for time being.
Possible. Of course, if you take a specific example of marathon, then everyone needs to go.
Yeah.
Maybe the reason could be more valid at other times.
Yes.
Okay, but could be a valid reason. Anything else? Okay, so sometimes similar names. So there are 10 Krishnadasas. So then how to identify which Krishnadas? So then the spiritual master's name may have to be mentioned so that one knows which Krishnadas one is referring to. So these could be some reasons for appropriate reasons for discrimination on the basis of one's Diksha Guru. Okay. Okay, so now you could write down, see in your handbooks on page number 60, there is that box which says, describe a time when in ISKCON you experienced inappropriate discrimination on the basis of your Diksha or Shiksha Gurus. So if you have an experience like that, inappropriate discrimination on the basis of Diksha or Shiksha Gurus, so you write down your experience there. Question clear? Is the question clear? Okay, fine. So take a few minutes to write down your experience. Okay, if you're finished writing, you can share it with your neighbors. Okay, would somebody like to share with the class? Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, can we have everyone's attention, please?
I have met one Siksha Guru, counselor, who has one counselee, and there is an event happened that his counselee done some mistakes. So then counselors, he should उसको मतलब काउंसलर को सिचुएशंस का पूरा मतलब कि उसकी काउंसलिंग का मिस्टेक है कि नहीं मतलब पूरा एनालाइज करना चाहिए था, बट उन्होंने केवल उनके काउंसलिंग का फेवर लिया और जो सेकंड पर्सन थे तो उनका उन्होंने नहीं लिया, तो मतलब काउंसलिंग का फेवर लेके भले ही उसकी मिस्टेक थी उसके उसके बिहाफ पे मतलब उन्होंने उसका फेवर लिया, ये मेरे को गलत लगा।
अच्छा, तो काउंसलर ने काउंसलिंग का फेवर ले,
मतलब भले ही उनकी मिस्टेक थी, वो काउंसलिंग की मिस्टेक थी।
हाँ, तो मतलब मिस्टेक उन्होंने देखा नहीं या he neglected the mistake. So there was some favoritism. Okay, fine. Okay, some other experiences? Somebody else would like to share the experience? Okay, Shams.
Once through Sitlang Gorang through.
No names, please.
Okay. So one guru, he was coming for some giving a seminar. So one devotee said, kindly arrange a vehicle for him.
Can you speak a little louder, please?
So one devotee said, arrange one vehicle for him. Then I arranged. I said he is one person because I was not knowing him well. So I arranged a small car, and also that time there was much traffic, so that 2-3 hour time got passed. Then that brahmachari asked me, which car you have arranged him? I said, this Wagoner. Then he said, if he taken the another guru name, he said, if he would be, then which car you may arrange? I said, at least Innova. And he said, he's the same person like. So I felt very much.
Okay. Okay. So you discriminated. Okay. Fine. Okay. 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 Somebody else, when one became a victim of discrimination, inappropriate discrimination. Hmm.
Once project like matlab, I was hearing about different spiritual masters. So like one person told that this particular spiritual master takes so many yatras, so he is very nice, and other spiritual master, he is not taking yatras and all. So we should take initiation from that spiritual master.
Hmm. Okay, okay, that is okay. That is in relation to selection of guru. Okay, fine. I hope the question was clear. So inappropriate discrimination on the basis of guru. That means you had, just to give an idea. So you went to attend a program. Okay, okay, that reminds me of one. So one devotee told me. So he was. So he was in the Panchatattva temple, and it began to rain. It began to rain. So the devotee didn't have an umbrella, and then he saw another devotee. He had an umbrella, so he requested, "Can you please share?" Okay, fine. So the devotees were going under the umbrella, and as they were walking, so the other devotee, after some time, he asked, "So who's your Diksha Guru?" And so this devotee mentioned the name of his Diksha Guru. And as soon as he mentioned the name of Diksha Guru, the entire perception of that other devotee changed. And then he was holding the umbrella and he said, "I have some work," and he went the other way. So that's an example of inappropriate discrimination on the basis of Diksha Guru. So now somebody would like to share some other examples, incidents. Seems ISKCON has made a lot of progress. Huh? It's good. If nobody has some instance like that, it's good. Mm-hmm. Either that is the case, or the other case is everyone is too shy to share. Either of the reasons. Okay, fine. So the next question there says, list some of the possible long-term consequences for ISKCON arising from inappropriate favoritism or bias on the basis of Guru. Somebody like to write, please? List some of the possible long-term consequences, short-term, long-term, whatever. Yes, what could be some of the consequences of such inappropriate discrimination? Yes, Pru. Okay, disunity and fragmentation. Huh. Okay. Okay, preaching suffers. Preaching suffers. Yes, Vaishnava Aparadhs.
Position of Srila Prabhupada may be compromised because devotees are favoring their own gurus. Then the position of Srila Prabhupada may go in background, and nobody may give importance to Srila Prabhupada.
Yes, that's correct. So the you could say the legacy of Srila Prabhupada could be compromised. Especially this is long-term effects. So it's very important that as members of ISKCON, we maintain the legacy of Srila Prabhupada. Otherwise, as Krishna is speaking in the Bhagavad Gita, Yogo Nashta Parantapa, the disciplic succession is broken. So how the disciplic succession gets broken when the legacy is not maintained by properly passing down the teachings and maintaining the fidelity, loyalty to the acharyas within the parampara. Right. Okay, some other consequences?
When a spiritual master leaves in such cases, then also disciples also start to leave the mission.
Okay, that's also possible. So disciples could leave when spiritual master leaves. What else? Yes, bro. Okay, no cooperation. No cooperation.
They may compose their own philosophy. They may compose their own philosophy.
Who will compose their own philosophy?
As a group, making a group or a family.
Possible. Some philosophical deviations possible.
Devotees' spiritual progress will be stopped.
Why?
Because like Gaudiya Math devotees, like they means they become asar, so proper
Okay, spiritual connection.
Spiritual connection will not be.
Okay, spiritual connection, spiritual progress hampered. Okay, Hare Kripa.
Hare Krishna. Online devotees are writing. There will be loss of mutual respect, understanding, and thus leading to Vaishnava Aparadh.
Okay, so that's an important point. Loss of mutual respect and understanding.
The rise in conflict in temples.
Wait. Loss of mutual respect and understanding. What's next?
A rise in conflicts in temples.
Yes. Rise in conflicts.
More focus on Guru's interest rather than ISKCON's interest as whole.
Okay, yes, that's also good points. Focus on one's own Guru's interests rather than ISKCON.
It will have deep impact on the devotee who went through it and may leave the association.
Yes, that's an important point.
If proper justice is not granted.
So it could have a deep emotional impacts on devotees who go through it.
ISKCON society will not progress so much as Srila Prabhupada wanted.
Yes, you have that point already. Progress of ISKCON's progress will be hampered. Okay, preaching suffers. Okay, the fulfillment of the 7 purposes could be jeopardized, hampered.
By hearing from different persons, one gets overall development, like in a family.
Right. So what will happen because of inappropriate discrimination? You're telling the positive points. We are asking what's the result of inappropriate discrimination?
Yes, like they will not like to hear from other person. They will prefer their own guru.
Okay. So hearing Limited hearing, limited hearing. Okay, Hari.
This online devotees writing between temple in the same city, they may not cooperate in preaching mission and give bad representation to ISKCON.
Okay, bad representation to ISKCON. Yes.
If a spiritual master take favor of his disciple, whether his disciples has done some mistake, then it is bad for his disciples also. His bhakti can be checked.
Okay, fine. So we already, I think, said that the devotee's progress will be affected. Here, you were supposed to write spiritual connection and progress. Are. Shamras.
In discrimination, sometimes new person they got the bad image.
Okay, so yes, the preaching suffers. Preaching suffers because of this. Okay, fine, thank you. Yes, so these could be some of the consequences of inappropriate discrimination on the basis of guru. And so we do find, as we were mentioning yesterday also, that sometimes on the basis of Diksha gurus, then we find facilities, as if they are managers within the temples, then facilities are offered to disciples of one's own guru. Then other disciples, they feel neglected, and it causes conflicts. And so sometimes, unfortunately, in the past, we have seen all these things happening. And so basically, the devotees themselves, they don't feel spiritually nourished. The progress of the devotees within the temple, that is hampered. And then, of course, then the preaching suffers. New people who will see there is some groupisms, discrimination, conflicts. They're not inspired. They're not inspired to come. So therefore, it is very important to maintain the proper atmosphere within the temples. Then that sort of proper discrimination, no improper discrimination. So all that is very important, and we will come to the discussion a little later. So, so now you can form groups of 3 or 4 devotees and discuss what could be some of the challenges in maintaining a cooperative spirit amongst disciples of different gurus within ISKCON. What could some of the challenges be to maintain a cooperative spirit among disciples of different gurus? So again, we are referring to Diksha and Shiksha gurus, different Vaishnavas, how to maintain a cooperative spirit amongst Vaishnavas within the temple. So what could be some of the challenges and the solutions to the challenges? Question clear? Okay, challenges and solutions to cooperative spirit. Okay, so you can discuss for 5 minutes and then we will go ahead. Hey, this group is too big. Abhinav Prabhu and Prabhu in the corner, are you part of a group or? Correct. That's what I was saying. You decide. I mean, based upon who's available for how many days. 1-2 days is more than enough. I mean, everything is a simple thing. That should be good enough. And that's all. 1 day is enough. Better to do it fast, actually, otherwise than forget it. Otherwise, earlier the better, then the expression. 1 day is more than. So, like today is Friday, on Sunday, decide the timing, announce it today. Decide some timing on Sunday, announce it. In the evening, you can announce. Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, can we have a scribe here?
कभी आप किया, कभी आप preaching करने गए, कभी आप preaching के नहीं गए, कब वो preaching करने गए। कभी दोनों ग्रुप साथ में। अरे दोनों नहीं महाराज। preaching अरे सुनो तो कभी घंटाघर में आप किया तो कभी घंटाघर में उसको भेजा ऐसे करके कभी कभी मतलब एक साथ preaching करना जैसे घंटाघर में आप जाते थे तो कभी अच्छे group
Okay, every group tell one challenge and a solution. Okay, begin. Hare Krishna, can we have everyone's attention, please?
when a situation is there like in a particular community or temple the disciple of a particular guru are more in number in majority and other disciple of other gurus are very less they are in minority then all the major services may be given to one particular guru disciple only so in that case maybe there's maybe disunity among the disciples.
Okay, so the challenge is that okay, major services being given to one guru's disciples.
And they may feel inferiority complex the other disciples.
The minority group.
Yes.
ठीक है. Solution, probable solution.
Solution is that one solution is that management should be unbiased and they should
okay good.
They should make sure that all the disciples are given equal treatment of all the gurus.
Okay, yes. So unbiased management. Here.
Different spiritual master have different mood, like they give emphasis to particular services. So one disciple may start to see that only this service is the main service and other services are not so important. Then he may disrespect other devotees also who are doing other services.
So the challenge is what? Disrespect.
Disrespecting on the basis of preference given by his spiritual master.
Disrespecting disciples doing other services, okay, which may not be. Okay, fine. Solution?
Solution is that he should be given proper knowledge that how all services are important.
Okay, so some training and education. Okay, training and education.
Visiting and donating to only when to the Guru's fund and visiting only when Guru comes to temple and not cooperating with other devotees, only focusing on Gurus and his disciple only.
So what's the challenge?
Challenge that he is not cooperating with other devotees, that he not talking to other devotees, only to.
Why is he not cooperating?
Because he is seeing that he is only my Guru's disciple and others are not so important.
Can you be a little more precise? Like, who else is in your team? Who else is in your team? So you wrote all the points, you didn't cooperate with them? Then why are they blank? Okay, you tell.
Disciples may visit the temple only when his guru comes.
What happened to that point?
That and only donating to Guru's fund and projects.
Okay.
Other Guru and not to the ISKCON mission.
Okay, fine. Okay, donating only to donations only to Guru's projects.
मैनेज करेगा, मैनेजर जो कहेगा.
This is not cooperation. Huh? This is a good example of non-cooperation. So once somebody is the big boss and dictating to others, not taking others' points into consideration. बोलो बोलो क्या है solution?
He should मतलब उसको पूछना चाहिए कि मतलब जो मैनेज कह रहा है, मैनेजमेंट कह रहा है, अगर वहाँ डोनेशन करने को जिस टेंपल में है तो वहाँ पे करना चाहिए उसको. अगर वो इस्कॉन सर्व करेगा तो उसके गुरु का भी मतलब सर्व हो जाएगा उसी. अब वो इस्कॉन को मेन सेंटर लेके चल रहा है अगर वहाँ पे डोनेशन कर रहा है.
हाँ, so what will you? So what's the precise solution?
He should focus on the Srila Prabhupada mission, not seeing as a guru's mission. This is the main reason.
So how will you pass that information to him? Okay, anyways, okay, understanding the importance of the mission. Okay, fine. Next here.
Devotees getting to attend Vyas Puja ceremonies of their only of their own gurus, so they may not come to know about the glories about other gurus.
So the challenge is that they're not attending Vyas Pujas of other gurus.
They are not getting to, devotees may not get to hear more about other
No,
gurus.
no, what's the precise challenge?
Not getting to hear the glories of other gurus.
Why? Your point is correct, but why? Why they're not getting to hear the glories of other gurus? Right? Not getting to hear the glories of other gurus. Why they're not getting? Discuss. You have only one team member? That's too small. Okay, he's part of that. Okay.
Maybe like because of like different services, management may do that only disciples can attend the Vyas Puja sector of the gurus. They may not, because of other services, they may not get to attend such programs.
Well, that's valid, isn't it?
But generally, like always, if it keeps on happening, then
okay, fine. So what's the solution?
Devotee should be encouraged to attend Vyas Puja ceremonies and other glorification programs of other spiritual masters, other Diksha Gurus also.
Okay, fine. Okay, so encouraged to attend Vyas Pujas and lectures of all Diksha Gurus or many Diksha. Okay, fine. Next group.
Can you repeat the question, Puji, again? Like, we have made the solution, the challenge, but again, just wanted to.
Question तो अभी इतने सारे answers भी हो गया. अभी question पूछने से क्या फायदा?
No. Then we'll.
ठीक है, point बोलो, point.
You please just tell me exactly what you are looking for, miss.
Question उनको पूछ जो बाकी लोग हैं आपके group के.
Puji, the question which I understood that if there's in one temple there's a.
No, we are not talking of one temple. Our question is, what are challenges to cooperative spirit within ISKCON? ISKCON. We are not talking about one temple. We're talking about ISKCON.
Puji, like we say for any temple to run, we need congregational devotees, we need a youth preaching also, we need all type of services. But in some temple, like there's a one guru disciple more in number, and the guru has certain emphasis generally. So in that area, like youth preaching, or we can say something like book distribution only. So people are just focusing on the particular service only, and then in the temple, and the other part will suffer. Like if you see, go in one temple, there's only book distribution going on, no youth preaching, no congregational development. So this problem may come for some particular temple. But if there's a cooperation, so in one temple only, like one temple is very good in preaching, one is very good in book distributions. Is both they cooperate, they can just send some of their preachers here, and some book distributors can go there and train other devotees in other temples, so that in all the fields, when a particular temple can grow in future.
Okay, that's a good point. So the challenge is
not overall growth of
yes, that's a good point. So the challenge is no sharing of resources between temples, no sharing of resources. So what's the solution?
Solution that the two temple can send their expert preachers to train other temples devotees in that field.
Okay, so how do we make that happen?
That guru need to take the responsibilities, or the
Okay,
managers of the temple.
Okay, fine. So okay, so the managers need to be okay. The managers need to understand the importance of ISKCON family spirits. Okay, next group there.
We find a challenge in this cooperative spirit project
Hmm.
because devotees are not very much aware about focus on Srila Prabhupada. Like Prabhupada's one of the major instruction is that if you love me, then please cooperate.
Okay, so ignorance of Prabhupada's instructions on cooperation. Solution?
Solution is to read and hear about Srila Prabhupada, especially Prabhupada's Leela, Prabhupada's lecture.
Okay, good point. Yes. So reading and hearing about Srila Prabhupada and his instructions. Okay, you can put those chapters. Next group there.
Whenever there is some event of our own Diksha Guru, then only attending that event and not coming in common gatherings like Guru Puja or festivals, Prasadam, and especially regarding to Vyas Puja, going only in one's own Guru's Vyas Puja, not attending other Guru's Vyas Puja, and not offering any glorification of other Gurus publicly. So that may create groupism.
Can you say something precise?
Means following, keeping our Guru in the forefront, not giving any priority to other Gurus, priority of glorification or importance to other
And
Gurus.
we had a similar point, right? So not getting to hear glories of other Gurus and similar?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Next.
Challenge to it is always difficult to keep all the different guru disciples on same pace and maintain this cooperative spirit among in temple. So
why? What's the challenge?
Because there are different when spiritual master is doing some big thing, then some same guru disciple is always thinking about whether my guru is doing and discussing among them many things, and some spiritual master is giving lecture somewhere, so the disciple want to attend live, many such things, then and many other things.
Okay, so you're talking about excessive focus on one's own guru.
Then temple president and many other leaders also have to be trained so that in the cooperative spirit, so that different guru disciple can in one temple they can take care of different guru disciple, and no one feel
Okay,
like
fine. So So the leaders also need to be trained. That's a solution you're talking about. Okay, fine. So excessive focus on only one guru, and so then okay, so then leaders, managers also need to be trained. Okay, fine. Yeah.
If in a temple, more.
Here we're talking about ISKCON as a whole. No, we're not
Yes.
focusing on one temple.
Yes. So in a like in particular temple, if there are more devotees of one guru, then they may not like some other gurus, like they have like less devotees. Although like
Don't repeat points. If the point has already been covered, don't have to repeat.
so then they may not celebrate only Vyas Puja of
That
the
way,
other
that
guru.
point has been covered. Vyas Puja points.
So one more point is, if the leaders of a particular temple in ISKCON are in position, so they may even subtly they may prefer their own disciples, their own guru's disciples for facilities, more facilities, and the services which are in more forefront type of. So solution is to train all the managers.
So
keeping.
Okay, services may be given to disciples of one particular spiritual master. So that point has been covered. Okay, fine. Okay, yes, Hare Krishna. Pass on the mic behind.
Hare Krishna. Some online devotees are writing. Of course, I think these points are covered, but still, we'll just like to repeat them. Due to lack of knowledge, we make perception that my guru is greater than another guru. Solution: understand tattva of guru. Due to improper training or not understanding IDC course properly, we discriminate between guru. Take seriously devotee training and take IDC course with great emphasis. Devotees could also develop crab mentality to not provoke their guru disciples. Solution: should be given proper teaching of Prabhupada about unity. Challenge our material desire to do some particular service.
Was that material desire
to do some particular service?
How does that affect?
I don't know. But solution is written: devotee can discuss with service authority whether he can get that service or not. Otherwise, he can continue. To material conditioning, our material conditioning that to be glorified. So we started glorifying Guru in appropriate way. I want to be glorified, therefore I glorify the Guru in appropriate way. Focusing on advancement in spiritual life.
Okay.
Every spiritual master has different mood in ISKCON, so their disciple always try to follow him only. Hence, they may not obey the other devotee and may not cooperate among themselves.
Okay, if they've been covered, there's no need to.
And strong perspective of cutthroat competition of material world, which is mind may be applying on ISKCON Guru also. Solution: he should be introduced.
Okay, that's a good point. You can say material competition. Material competition.
And solution: he should be introduced more about loving relationship and dealing between different ISKCON Guru.
Okay, so understand the.
And lack of Prabhupada Ashraya in devotee life. Solution: Shiksha Guru or senior devotee should give knowledge. Strong perspective of cutthroat competition. Lack of proper knowledge about what Srila Prabhupada wanted, how ISKCON should run, and emphasize on cooperation. Solution: here lecture of Srila Prabhupada. Disciples own perspective of one's guru, he may disrespect other gurus. Solution: courses like IDC may change his perspective. One has to be very calm and cool and cooperative while working for common goal, Srila Prabhupada mission of spreading. I also had one point. Actually, because this Kaliuga going on, therefore, devotees should not have unrealistic expectation from managers also. Not that only managers have to have training. That because currently it is the Kaliuga going on, therefore you will not get manager like Rantidev Maharaj or Ambarish Maharaj. So manager also has his conditioning. So little bit you also have to bend down. Like,
yes, so cooperation means both parties.
Not that only manager has to 100% correct and I can do whatever I want.
Yes, so that's the meaning of cooperation. Cooperation means then yes, everyone has their own weaknesses, and then so there's adjustment on part of both parties, not just one, right? So therefore, everyone requires training. So the devotees in general, the disciples in general require training, and the managers and leaders and the gurus, they also require training. So everyone requires training, and that's what Srila Prabhupada emphasized.
Most of the time, the discrimination or the feeling of injustice is due to one's perception only.
Yes, that's correct. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Okay, fine. So we have this quote. Somebody can open that verse 430. Is that? Well-known, famous verse. I heard how in Durban, South Africa, so that's also a multi-guru guru temple. They're disciples of so many gurus. So when there's Vyas Puja of one particular guru, so then all the disciples of that one particular guru whose Vyas Puja is being celebrated, they are given permission to exclusively just attend the function. And so the disciples of the other gurus, they manage all the services, cooking the prasadam and arrangements, and everything is done by the disciples of other gurus, so that the disciples of this guru whose Vyas Puja is being celebrated, they get to attend the function. So that's a good example of cooperative spirits amongst devotees. And so then that's very conducive. Okay, so we know this, the context of this verse. The Prachetas were performing austerities underwater for many, many years. And then at the end of that, Lord Vishnu comes and he speaks this verse. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Varam Vrinitvam Badram Vo Yuyam Me Nripanandana Sauhardena Pridagdharmas Tushtoham Sauhradena. So the Lord is saying, Tushtoham, I am satisfied. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear sons of the King, I am very much pleased by the friendly relationships among you. All of you are engaged in one occupation, devotional service. I am so pleased with your mutual friendship that I wish you all good fortune. Now you may ask a benediction of me. Purport. Since the sons of King Prachin Bharishat were all united in Krishna consciousness, the Lord was very pleased with them. They were all united in Krishna consciousness. Therefore, the Lord was very pleased with them. Each and every one of the sons of King Prachin Bharishat was an individual soul, but they were united in offering transcendental service to the Lord. So Prabhupada is emphasizing the point that, yes, individual soul. So everyone is an individual. Individuality is there, but still they are cooperating in offering transcendental service to the Lord. The unity of the individual souls attempting to satisfy the Supreme Lord or rendering service to the Lord is real unity. In the material world, such unity is not possible. Even though people may officially unite, they all have different interests. In the United Nations, for instance, all the nations have their particular national ambitions, and consequently, they cannot be united. Disunity between individual souls is so strong within this material world that even in a society of Krishna consciousness, members sometimes appear disunited due to their having different opinions and leaning towards material things. Now, this is an important statement. Actually, in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be two opinions. That appears a little strange, isn't it? But Prabhupada is writing, actually in Krishna consciousness, there cannot be two opinions. Why? There is only one goal. And what is that? To serve Krishna to one's best ability. If there is some disagreement over service, such disagreement is to be taken as spiritual. Those who are actually engaged in the service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead cannot be disunited in any circumstance. This makes the Supreme Personality of Godhead very happy and willing to award all kinds of benedictions to his devotees, as indicated in this verse. We can see that the Lord is immediately prepared to award all benedictions to the sons of King Prachin Barshad. So it appears as if the statements have apparent contradictions. What Prabhupada is saying. So on one hand, he says that there cannot be two different opinions. Why? Because there's only one goal. And then he says, if there is some disagreement over service, such disagreement is to be taken as spiritual. So what do we understand is that actually there's another purport where Srila Prabhupada writes that if there are different opinions, then there needs to be adjustments. So the point is, yes, there could be different opinions. But what is the purpose of different opinions? The goal is only one. That is to serve Krishna. So different opinions are not on the basis of false ego. Not that my way is the highway. What I say is most important because I am saying it. Well, therefore, Prabhupada is saying that even if there are different opinions, then it is for the sake of service. That's what he says. That even if there is disagreement, it has to be spiritual. That means one devotee could have one way of doing a service, another may have another way of doing service, but ultimately both are meant for service and not for self-aggrandizement. Not to show that I am superior to the others. So if the goal is only one, and that is service to the Lord, then when that is the mode, then different devotees may have different opinions, but for the sake of Krishna's service, for the sake of mission service, then they will be ready to cooperate and see what is best for the mission. So I have a way of doing service, another devotee has another way of doing service, but if that devotee's way of serving will be more pleasing to Srila Prabhupada and Krishna, then I must be ready to adjust or compromise my opinion and my ways, because ultimately it is not about I and mine. It is about Krishna's service. It is about mission service, Srila Prabhupada's service. So whatever way, whosever way is best, so that the service is done in the best possible way. If that is the goal, that is the center, then there can be cooperation. And that's what Prabhupada writes. But when it is material things, no unity. On the material platform, it is impossible to have unity. Because material platform means I and mine. Then my way is the highway, my way is the best way, my opinion is the best opinion, and what I do is the best. Then how can there be unity? Impossible. So when there is material platform, material consciousness, very difficult to cooperate. Then it's all about I and mine. My guru, your guru, my temple, your temple, my department, your department. It's all about I and mine. On that platform, there cannot be cooperation. But real cooperation can only exist on the spiritual platform when Krishna is in the center, the Acharya is in the center. Then whatever it takes for ultimately the best offering, then one will be ready to do that. It's not about I and mine. Ultimately, the goal is what will please Krishna, what will please Srila Prabhupada, what will please the Vaishnavas. That's the goal. Only on that platform, the spiritual platform, there can be cooperation. And so therefore, what is very important, and therefore, right from the beginning of the course, we have been focusing on keeping Srila Prabhupada in the center. When there is that one goal to please Srila Prabhupada and ultimately Krishna, when there is one goal, one purpose, then yes, then there can be unity on that platform. But if it is about I and mine, very difficult. Janasya mohoyam aham mameti. And therefore, but then that's a very deep conditioning within the material worlds. Aham mameti. And therefore, the process of purification through appropriate sadhana practices, training and education are all very important. And so when the purification takes place by proper chanting of the holy names, Shravanam Kirtanam, when the purification takes place, then one can come out of the material consciousness of I and mine. And then one can come to the spiritual platform. And so therefore, coming to that spiritual platform where the common interest, the common goal is in the focus, then there can be unity and cooperation. So if everyone within the ISKCON society is focused on how to please Srila Prabhupada, how to please Krishna, how are we going to work in such a way that the entire society grows? It's not just about my temple or my guru's disciples or my department. It's about the entire society. If we keep that in the focus, then there can be cooperation. And then there can be, as is being said here, mutual friendships. And then the Supreme Lord will be pleased and satisfied. And so that has to be in the focus. The collective cooperative spirits. Individually, we may try to achieve great things, but if that is not in line with the cooperative spirit of the society, then that will not be pleasing to Guru and Krishna. So I may think that I will do great things, I will do wonderful things, even if it means stepping on the heads of the other Vaishnavas, even if it means crushing them, not cooperating with them, but I will achieve. That's a very selfish mentality. And I may achieve also great things, but ultimately Krishna will be displeased. Vaishnavas will be displeased. The Acharya will be displeased. Just like in a book distribution marathon, somebody may think that I or my team should get the maximum score. And so therefore, then this team, they resort to all illegal means steal and store all the best-selling books so that others don't get it. Or cause so many other difficulties for other devotees so that I get the big score. And I may get it also. But what's the use? I have missed the goal of pleasing Guru and Krishna. So that same mentality could be on any platform. Therefore, one has to understand this very important point. And this is what is the purpose, in one sense, of this entire course, to come to this understanding that we have to, as disciples, we may be disciples of one particular Diksha Guru, or we could be Shiksha disciples of one particular Shiksha Guru. But then, whatever may be our position, our activities, our services must be for the growth of the entire ISKCON society as a whole. That should be our singular focus. When that is in focus, then there can be real unity, then there can be real cooperation, then Krishna will be pleased, and then the entire society will be benefited. Okay, read this please.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself wanted our cooperation. He is God, Krishna, and therefore cooperation is very important thing. Nobody should think that I have got so great ability, I can do not. No, it is simply by cooperation we can do very big thing. That we stand, divided we fall. This is our. So we strong in pushing on Krishna consciousness, and Krishna will help. He is the strongest still. We must be combined together.
Yes. And finally, the famous quote of Srila Prabhupada.
Your love for me will be shown by how much you cooperate to keep this institution together after I am gone.
Yes. So we could say Jai Srila Prabhupada, Jai Gurudev, and I love you so much, and this and that. One could say so many things, but then the demonstration of that love to Srila Prabhupada will be how we are maintaining the cooperated efforts to keep the mission going ahead. Okay, fine. Any questions?
That in material circle there cannot be unity. So Broji, matlab, what is this like? Matlab, when some social thing, while a person they come together and they are having some unity. So what is this like?
I scratch my back and you scratch mine. As long as you give me some sense gratification and I give you some sense gratification, we agree to work together. The moment the sense gratification is not there, who cares? That's so-called material unity. So then, if we have the same material consciousness here in the spiritual society, the same thing will happen. As long as you satisfy my senses and I satisfy your senses, oh, we cooperate. Then we forget Krishna's senses. Then it's about I and mine. And that material platform cannot last long. Then after some time, it's finished. Anything else?
Suppose a leader is there and he's having a particular Diksha or Shiksha Guru, and that Guru gives very nice Shiksha. So on festivals or on some occasions, is it wrong to play that particular guru's lectures
Where?
in his temple or wherever that leader is there.
Where in the temple?
Public Bhagavatam class in morning like that.
What did we discuss?
That in public though it should not be played. Even if the guru is like very good in shiksha.
That's the meaning of what? That's the meaning of cooperation. So just like you may think that my Diksha or Shiksha Guru's lectures are super excellent, then the disciples of other gurus are also thinking the same thing. You get the points? Because there is some natural love. And so it's natural. There's nothing wrong in that. There's nothing wrong in that. A disciple thinking that my guru is giving fantastic lectures, there's nothing wrong in that. That's natural. Therefore, he has taken initiation from that guru, or he's taken shiksha from that guru, because he has developed that faith. That is natural. But then, just like I am thinking like that, the disciple of the other guru is also thinking like that. So then, if I think my guru's lectures are the best and these need to be played, then obviously the disciple of the other gurus thinks that why these lectures should not be played. They are also the best. And then what? The next conflicts. Therefore, we need to be sensitive. It's not about I and mine. So the way I am thinking, others are also thinking. So then I need to be sensitive to their feelings. Get the points? Okay, one by one.
So the context is that there's a devotee, he's inspired by a guru, but the guru has stopped giving initiation. So now the aspiring devotee has to take diksha from some other initiating guru. The question is, question 1, in case the devotee is not getting inspiration from any other guru, then what will happen with his spiritual life?
Why is he not getting inspiration from any other guru? Okay, fine. So the person is not available to give an answer, right? Okay. So that's the question that needs to be asked. Why am I not getting inspiration from any other guru? Okay, agreed. I have been maximally inspired by one particular guru, but now either that guru has departed from this world or he's stopped giving initiation, whatever may be the situation. But then understanding that I need to, if I want to progress, then I need to take diksha from some other guru. So then I may not find a substitute, but then I have to choose the second best. Right. And so I can take initiation from this guru, and then I can continue to gain inspiration from the previous one. It's not that that is banned or something. So I can continue to gain inspiration, but then at the same time, I take diksha and then I follow the instructions on a practical basis.
Second question in this regard is, suppose he takes initiation from second best. So is this not showing his lack of surrender to the second best?
No, when he takes diksha from this guru, then he should surrender. He should surrender. Not that it's simply a formality. No, there must be faith, there must be surrender. If the faith and surrender is so superficial that he cannot follow instructions, better not to, rather than commit offense. Then wait till the Paramatma inspires. By mercy of Krishna, one gets Guru. By mercy of Guru, one gets Krishna. So if one is not finding that sufficient faith and inspiration to actually surrender and follow instructions, better to wait.
That means it is not wrong to have means diksha from someone else second best. He may have more inspiration from previous also, but he should surrender to this.
Yes, definitely.
Then another.
Or is supposed to represent the Diksha Guru. And so therefore, by taking Shiksha from the Shiksha Guru, the connection to the Diksha Guru, the connection to Srila Prabhupada is meant to be enhanced. Not that it is jeopardized.
Is this all right for a Diksha Guru if his disciple is more committed to another Shiksha Guru? Is this not displeasing to the Diksha Guru?
Therefore, that first of all has to be done under permission of the Diksha Guru. So if he's committing himself in a very surrendered way to another Shiksha Guru due to different circumstances, so that has to be done on the instruction, guidance of the Diksha Guru. Any other questions or clarifications on any part of the course? Yes.
यदि suppose some devotee
You want to speak in Hindi, you can speak.
कोई devotee है जो preaching कर रहा है, so the जिनको वो preach कर रहे हैं, तो they are not initiated और उन्होंने अभी कोई गुरु को decide भी नहीं किया, so preacher अपने गुरु को के lecture यदि वहाँ पे play करता है, तो anything wrong in?
तो सिर्फ अपने गुरु का लेक्चर प्ले करता है?
और गुरु के है लेकिन फर्स्ट वो इंट्रोड्यूस करते हैं अपने गुरु को और
नहीं, सबसे पहला प्रश्न यह है कि क्या उन्होंने श्रील प्रभुपाद को इंट्रोड्यूस किया?
हाँ,
ठीक है. So then, as you may have studied, so then there has to be a period of at least, yes, 1 year before some Diksha Gurus are introduced, so that the Prabhupada Ashray is very stable. So when the Prabhupada Ashray is very stable for at least 1 year, then different Diksha Gurus can be introduced. Not that only the preacher's Diksha Guru. Then that's bias. That's inappropriate discrimination. If a preacher, if I as a preacher introduce only my Diksha Guru to the new devotees, that's inappropriate discrimination. So that means if I play lectures of my Diksha Guru, then I need to play lectures of other Diksha Gurus also, who may be at least in that country. Then that's fair, isn't it? Otherwise, it's inappropriate. Isn't it? So that's the whole point. That's the whole purpose of this training program. And then what will happen if that takes place? We have seen all this. So one preacher does that. One preacher plays lectures of only his Diksha Guru. So then what will disciples of other Diksha Gurus do? They'll do the same thing. They'll do exactly the same thing. Can anyone question that? No. You're doing, so why can't I? And that becomes the perfect reason for conflicts, groupisms, disunity. That becomes the cause. That is why we are teaching all this, not simply for theory. If we are thinking that we are attending this course to get a certificate so that we can get Diksha, well, that's a very small purpose of the course. The real purpose is to try and implement what is being discussed here. For whose pleasure? Whose pleasure? Srila Prabhupada's pleasure, Krishna's pleasure. So if we really want pure devotional service, what's pure devotional service? Anya bilashita shunyam jnana karmadhyanavritam anukulyena Krishna anushilanam. If we are interested in that, if we are really interested in pure devotional service, whether we are disciples, general devotees, managers, leaders, gurus, whoever, if we are interested in performing pure devotional service for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, these principles need to be followed. If we are not interested in pure devotional service and we have our own agendas, then do whatever one wants and suffer the consequences. But if we are really interested in pleasing Guru and Krishna and make spiritual progress, these need to be implemented, practiced, not just on paper, theory, as unfortunately has been happening and is happening. The course is done just as a formality. We know so many instances where the course is done the day before the Diksha ceremony. Just finish it off. 3 hours, 4 hours, just finish it off. Because what to do? This crazy GBC has made this rule. That's the mentality. The mood is not of training and education. So what are we doing? Service or disservice? What are we doing? We may claim to be big leaders, managers, but what are we doing? Will Krishna be pleased by that? Will Srila Prabhupada be pleased by that? We can talk big theory and give big Bhagavatam classes. We cannot implement one instruction of the GBC properly. What's the big use of our big classes? We can't implement anything. Big talk, that's all. What's the use? Therefore, devotional service is anushilanam, as Rupa Goswami says. Anushilanam means cultivation. We need to cultivate the principles of devotional service, not left on paper. They need to be cultivated, implemented within one's life. Then one makes progress. And so therefore, that's our request to all of you. Maybe ISKCON Kanpur will be on record to have conducted the disciples course for so many days in recent times. But then the purpose of doing it is so that there is proper training and education, so that we are inspired to implement what we have studied and inspire others to do the same. That's how we serve Srila Prabhupada, the ISKCON movement, and ultimately please Krishna. Srila Prabhupada said so often, this is not show bottle spiritualism. That there are so many people doing it outside. Show bottle spiritualism. Simply for a show. We are not in ISKCON for a show. We could be. The show will not last long. We will be out of the show if we simply want a show. We need to be serious. If we really want to continue our own devotional practices and allow and want the entire ISKCON society to progress for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada and Krishna. So therefore, we are requesting that please try to implement these principles within your own lives, and then if you're preaching to others, inspire others to follow as well, so that ultimately everyone gets benefited. So we stop on that note. Thank you very much for your patient hearing over the last few days. We are very grateful to all the devotees here and to the leaders and managers of ISKCON Kanpur for conducting this ISKCON Disciples course. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Samved Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we are extremely grateful to His Grace Vamsivadan Prabhu for so nicely conducting the whole course for the last practically 6 to 7 days. And the way Prabhuji has taken it, actually I was talking to the devotee who coordinates IDC in Pune. Yesterday I was just talking to him, so I told him that Prabhuji is taking IDC here. So he told, Prabhuji is taking IDC? Yeah, the Prabhuji is taking generally Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav like courses, and IDC many other devotees take, but it is a great fortune of each one of us that Prabhuji being available here at ISKCON Kanpur. He could take out so much of time every morning and night, practically it goes till 9 o'clock. So we are really very grateful to you, Prabhuji, and many question answers and making it so interesting, emphasizing on the right things and clarifying so many doubts, in fact of mine also. So we will all like to thank His Grace Vamsivadan Prabhu by 3 times loudly chanting Viva! 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 Thank you, Prabhuji. And we'll be having so just I got to know that there is a change in the pattern. So we'll not be having assignment. Assignment will have for the online devotees, those who are attending online, they will be having assignment. But then those who are present locally, they will have a closed book test on Sunday, day after tomorrow. And tonight in the last session, which will be by His Grace Premanand Prabhu, will let you know the timing and the duration, everything. So for the preparation, you can just once go through the whole booklet. That's it. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Jai Srila Prabhupada ki jai.